Hello and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gary Godsoe, and welcome to Velocity Online Racing's coverage of Round 6 of Season 13 of the VOR Signature Series, the IndyCar Championship. It might be March, but this month, or right now, this actually does kick off the month of May for all of us, as we are now in Indy season for many of these leagues, as we are now getting into the thick of it for this period of the year on iRacing. We are here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 13th running of the Velocity Online Racing Indianapolis 500-mile race presented by ALZ.org. Updated weather conditions before we go green: 126 degrees, track temperature 77 ambient. Here we go. 500 miles, 13th running of the Velocity Online Racing Indy 500. Green flag in the air, and we are underway as the rows of three scream down the front stretch and into turn one.
Strauss got a great jump.
We got contact already. We got one into the wall. And that is Strauss.
Was an incident out of turn two.
And let's watch this again. No, it's not Liam. Liam has the lead. So Mason Mitchum, I think it's a bit of a run.
No, it was Liam. Liam hits the grass, I think. Unforced error.
Beginning of the apron there, and got a little scared that the car may react a little separately, so he might have turned out of it a little bit, and unfortunately there was a car on the outside.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. He got loose as he turned into the corner, and that is a known problem here at Indianapolis.
Coming back to green here, Forsyth takes them away, followed by Orman and Nunez.
You can already see, based on that restart, that the drivers are very strung out, and that has a lot to do with these hot conditions. If you really want to get a jump on someone, you really should have done your best to try and stay as close to the rear as you can. It's very, very different from a late race Indy restart that we would normally see, where drivers are kind of on top of each other within a lap or two. And you can see that much of the drivers are spread out in the top 10. The top 10 is actually separated by almost 5 seconds at this point. I believe Mason Mitchum actually made contact on the turn one wall on the restart, and he's partially damaged. He's called it a day.
Alrighty, so one of our front row qualifiers is out. So now, as we started this race with 32, we're down just like that. Car to the inside wall, down the backstretch, and that is Rizza as he smacks the inside wall. I don't think we're going to go caution. Either a wheel DC or he was in VR and the VR flash, so he did the next best thing is get out of the way. But that is a day done for Rizza back in 28th. Meanwhile, back up front, Forsyth picks back up the lead over Jesper. Nunez in third. Wagner still fourth, as these top three are starting to pull away just a little bit. Caution on the racetrack, and we are under caution conditions. And
two cars on the back stretch.
Pim and Griffin Yellen. Let's watch everybody as they come through turns 1 and 2. Any loose conditions, or did we learn our lessons? And I think we did. Back up front, here comes Liam O'Sullivan to the outside, to the inside of Santos. Into 3 and 4. They're still going side by side. Santos isn't going to give him any room whatsoever and any inches whatsoever to allow him to pass, but they finally pulls it off. And Liam now up to second spot as Murph sees that in his rearview mirror going, that's right, boys, you just keep racing like that. I'm going to drive away with this clean air in front of me. Jaco Steigers gets a run on Kostik Stowedge and gets a very late dive into 3 as he caught him right about where the turn was going to start for those drivers, and he just throws it in there and he gets the pass on him. But wow, that looked a little awkward. And now we got Silvazzi getting a full run on Stowedge. He's going to kind of do the same thing. He's going to be down low with dirty air in front of him from Steigers, and he is not going to be able to pull that off. Stowedge is giving room to the bottom to Silvazzi. Silvazzi now has a run off the corner. Going to take a look to the inside, coming down the back straightaway. Separates 2 portions of the Brickyard Crossing golf course, and Silvazzi gets the pass on Stowedge, moves Stowedge back to 12th, Silvazzi up to 11th.
Sinclair leapfrogs Santos there through the green flag stop. Oh, but Santos is going to get him on the backstretch. Maybe they'll be able to leapfrog together to run down O'Sullivan and Murphy.
Oh, Kostik has a lot of cars stacked up behind him right now. Going into turn 1, he has pretty much the whole field just kind of wondering what's going on here. And I think they're all trying to fuel save off him, not realizing that he's down on power right now.
They've lost about 5 seconds to Aiden Millward in this process.
Yeah, he's about a second down from everyone else. And here comes Tate Hodson. Yeah, and he gets the spot.
Getting busy on the back straight here. We're going 3 wide into turn 3.
Oh, wow. And that was Krause and Brewer as they're battling for position around Dan Ensch. Here comes Gary Lovern around Ensch. Ensch off pit road just trying to come up to speed, and that got dicey. Well, we survived it. Krause, Brewer
saved it off of 4. He took a little bit of curb and almost looped it, but he held on.
Here's Lovern to the inside on Brewer. Brewer, I think, might have just let him go. Move Lovern now up to 11th spot. Liam O'Sullivan, Wagner on pit road, scheduled stop. Giacco, pit road, scheduled stop. Also, Aiden Millward in the green car. Orman, Forsyth, Nunez, the leaders coming to pit road. Also, John Christensen on pit road. Patrick Silvazzi on pit road. While we watch this, if you enjoy Velocity Online Racing's coverage of the VOR IndyCar Championship in respect to...
Sinclair's on the wall, too!
Here we go, Sinclair.
I manifested that one, didn't I?
Oh, we both did, brother. I told Matty to mind his P's and Q's and take his time this morning when he was the sub driver.
That was behind the car that we were riding with, and just out into the gray, and bada bang. Oh, and Nunez about followed him up into it.
I'm interested to see what kind of strategy Jesper plugs in at this point. He may employ something that turns into a little bit of a map 5, let's lose some time situation. But on the same token, he is fighting.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Liam had dirty air in front of him, and now he had to really roll out of it. And here comes Jesper Orman with a head full of steam down the front stretch. Is Jesper going to take a peek here? Yes, he's going to take a peek right at the start-finish line underneath in turn 1 on Liam, who was trying to make a move on Santos, but I think he picked up the dirty air from his teammate Hugo and about had a moment coming through the north end of the racetrack.
Jesper's got turn 2 dialed in. He hugged the curb on exit. He's going to use Santos's draft to put Liam O'Sullivan back 1 position and chase down these stragglers at the tail end of the lead lap.
Okay, so forget everything I just said. We know exactly what Jesper's plan of attack here is. He's not going to save any fuel. He's going to pull away from Forsyth once all these cars peel off, and he's going to try and cement himself onto whatever strategy he feels is working best for him. There's no need to save fuel. He's going to go for it, and he's going to really try and get some track position back now to even challenge Murphy once the B strategy's pit stop's complete.
226 into turn 1. He taps the brake a little bit, feathers the throttle out to the wall on the south end of the racetrack. Caution on the racetrack. Costa Soled.
Big break.
2 cars involved in this one. Matt Brewer is also involved. We'll watch from Brewer's point of view. Watch how quickly this happens. Brewer got loose off at corner 1. Oh. Just no place to go. He guessed wrong. Or as the knight in Indiana Jones said, he chose poorly. And Murph is now your leader. So the top 3, again, they're on that other strategy. 12 laps, 9 laps, 13 laps for those drivers. We've now completed 76, coming to 77 laps of the scheduled 200. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race, which will be our iconic series presentation at Legacy Phoenix on Friday, March 28th at 5 p.m. You won't want to miss it. But another thing you're not going to miss is this restart. Green flag in the air, and Murph is trying to break the draft train already.
And we got some moves going here, going into turn 3.
Silvazzi around Jaco, moves Silvazzi up to 9th. There is Julian taking a peek to the inside of Hodson, and he will get that spot. So Julian now up to 13th, as he's been very patiently trying to work his way up in the field.
I think you're onto something there, Clendy, because it looks like Murphy's calling in for this time. So remember, Liam stayed out an extra couple laps last time, so I feel like it might be the similar situation this time.
And yep, there he is, making the turn down pit road. He is going to have a slower car in front of him in the form of Hugo Gallis. Here comes also the pit road. Nunez catches up big time.
Nunez reeled in about a second there.
Yeah, he did.
Entry. That was incredible. Nunez rolls, Forsyth rolls. They're going to be side by side coming out of the pit. Nunez has the edge.
Oh, wow, watch this. Somebody's got to give. Let's don't turn it into 96 with Salazar and Lyondike down there. As we have lap traffic now involved in the battle. That's Nick Pollard separating Lucas Santos from Liam O'Sullivan. Liam might just send it into one, and he does.
Both cars making it out of 2 there, and I was worried about the marbles there, but Liam managed to keep himself out of there, but he's losing spots.
I don't think Craig wanted that. Pollard gets back in line and cuts right down in front of Craig. He's using the draft to keep himself close, but you could definitely tell that the older tires he's currently sporting at the moment, 22-lap-old tires at that, are not. Caution on the racetrack. Tane Hodson, the guy that has been up and down the order all day today, missing a rear wing in turn 2. Let's see what happened.
That's a big one.
Oh,
actually.
Contact with the 44 and Gary Lovern.
And then next thing you know, oh no, I'm entering turn 1 too fast and I can't do anything about it. And there's a car there. Oh no, I got to figure out a way out of this. And next thing you know, it's a multi-car incident.
So an attrition is starting to eat into this field as well. Actually, I think we're down to 19 cars. Everyone that stayed out for this caution is from first down to 7th. That's Orman, Nunez, O'Sullivan. Julian stays out, gets massive track position. He is now in the top 5 for the first time today. Lovern missing that wreck. He has now navigated himself to the top 5. Kraus in 6th and Teixeira in 7th.
Quick weather check before we get going. Clouds are still out. Track is cooling.
Reed flag in the air. Here we go again. It is Orman, Nunez, O'Sullivan, Altena, and Lovern. Your top 5 all into one. Here we go. Silvazzi and Forsyth side by side through 3 and 4. Silvazzi slides up in front of Forsyth, gets the position, moves Silvazzi into the top 10. Forsyth says, not so fast, my friend. He goes to the inside in the 1. But I think that high line might be able to hold on to that position, and it does, and he slams the door on Forsyth.
I think Murray's going to try and do a run here. I think he's going to go to the inside. Oh, that was very close.
And there's a car behind him also passing for position. Silvazzi gets around Santos, and I think Santos, his right rear smacked the wall. There's Dan Ensch on the inside of Seigers, gets the position. That's a battle for 15th. Oh, Forsyth might take a shot on Santos down the front straight. He is there. He goes to the inside at the yard of bricks. In the 1 side by side. The Canadian gets Santos. He does. Christensen around Forsyth for 10th. Millward and Santos battling out right behind them.
Orman, Altena, Teixeira are all in this time. Let's see if Nunez follows as well, and let's see if he makes up time like he did on Forsyth. What a
here we go. Yes, he does.
Nunez.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
Jesper's going to beat him out of the box. Way to go, Orman.
Here's Liam getting a run on Julian. He'll pick up that spot. He still has a full head of steam. Nunez and Orman still coming up to speed, but they're about at full speed now. He needs to try to reel him in a little bit more. Aiden with the run on Santos. Santos might be damaged. He's given up a spot to Gretsch. Now to the inside. Whoa, that was really close. Good thing Netco didn't take over. And a narrow version of disaster in turn 1 between Santos and Millward. Silvazzi around Lovern. Oh, Lovern in the wall. Oh, Mark.
He's got it.
Mark misses him.
He's lucky that he missed it, and he's lucky there's no yellow. It's all coming up aces for Murphy.
I don't think we're going to go caution.
Oh, there it is!
Oh, caution, there it is! Oh! So we've seen this all throughout the history in Indianapolis. 2 cars going into turn 1 side by side, and 1 car comes out of it. Murph coming down to his stall for his final stop. And they are aggressively running each other down. They know the opportunities to pass, and Liam O'Sullivan goes outside wide on Nunez. He's going to give him a full send on the outside. Nunez is going to fade up and block him a little bit to hold on to that second spot. But meanwhile, Nunez is going to get a run on Orman down the backstretch. He's going to stay to the outside. Orman protects the inside.
O'Sullivan can go 3 here.
We're going to go 3 wide. And O'Sullivan to the top, but he cannot keep the momentum up. We're still 3 wide. And Orman somehow comes out on top on all that.
No. No clean air for anyone following that pair there. That was insane running from turn 3 through 4 there. Orman keeps it going, but I don't think it's over yet.
Savazzi getting around Julian. They go side by side off the corner. He tried to clear him, but he couldn't quite clear him. Now we got a battle for the lead. Nunez, Orman. Nunez get a wheel there. He's got a wing there. He's got a whole car there on the outside of one. It's just not the line.
I think you want the clean air ASAP.
There it is.
Exactly what Nunez did there was what I was thinking he was going to do.
Into the wall! That is a hard lick, and I'm sure there's damage there. He gives up the position. Now is he going to give up another position to Liam O'Sullivan?
That's exactly. I was thinking Nunez might wait a little bit for that move, but that's the exact move that I think Klendy was alluding to, saying I'm going to go high, but then when you least expect it, I'm going to the bottom. But we didn't expect that to happen, so I think that was done to perfection there.
I think Jesper's just waiting to pull the pinch off in turn 3. I think he's seeing how close he can get in 1 and 2 where it's easy, and he's going to do it to Nunez in 3 and 4 when he least expects it. Show him what he learned.
Side by side, Murph to the inside of Altena, looking at a 10-mile run to the finish. 4 laps to go. It's a qualifying run to decide the winner at the 13th running of the Velocity Online Racing IndyCar Championship with the Indy 500 presented by ALZ.org. We're into 2 already. 3.5 laps to go.
Orman's had the edge at the line the last few times. If he keeps racing like this, he doesn't mind being second because he knows how to snipe Nunez at the yard of bricks.
We got 4 real veterans fighting it out at the top here for the win for the Indy 500 coming to the white flag. Side by side of the one. Nobody's lifting this time. Nobody's lifting. Still protecting the low side, Nunez. Orman only has an attack on the high side. Best thing he could do is get back in line and try for the draft down the backstretch for the final time. 5/8 of a mile before we get to turn 3. He pops out. He's going to be wheel to wheel, even and turn 3, side by side. We're through 2 turns to go. Now 1 turn to go. Last time through the short chute. Here we come. He's going to set him up for the finish. Nunez with the lead coming off of 4. Here comes Jesper Orman. Do we have a sitting duck for the win? Orman on the outside. I can't tell. No, he does not. And Nunez gets the win by a nose. And here is the final results. Nunez, your winner by 0.022 of a second over Jesper Orman. Liam O'Sullivan, not a bad drive to recover from how his race literally started in lap 1, turn 1, to where it ended up at lap 200. It is night and day difference. Right behind the leaders by less than a half a second. Murphy on that other strategy wheels his car up to 4th. He finishes in the 4th position ahead of Julian Altena in 5th. Julian had a very quiet day, but brought his car and piled his car to where it needed to be at the end. Gave him a chance to win. In there in 5th. Savazzi in 6th. That's going to help him in the points. Teixeira 7th. Ensch 8th. Seegers in 9th. And Christensen, the 44 Army. Your boy gets a top 10. Krause, Forsyth, Millward, Santos, Gretcher, top 15. Gallas, Pollard, Lovern, Hodson, and Wagner, your top 20. Molina, Bree, Solwedge, Brewer, Sinclair, your top 25. Weber, Pim, Van Gastel, Yellen, Rizza, Mitchum, your top 30. And Kinder and Strauss round out the remainder of this 32-car field.